Hi VC, George back with another video. Today I'm showing off 9 LPs I've picked up in the last 2 weeks. 8 will be jazz and the last one is a reggae LP. So first one off, I have a search on eBay on like Blue Note. Do you have Blue Note? Oh, always looking at Blue Note. I do Impulse and various artists, and this one, as I was looking probably through the Blue Note items, I came up with this. It was Hank Mobley, Faraway Lands, recorded in 1967 and got its first release in 1984 in France, and then it was released the next again year, France, Japan and the States. And I think that's the only time it's been issued. It's mastered direct metal mastering, and these were seen as audiophile copies at the time, and they sound really good, to be fair. But anyway, it's quite a rare album. He had it for £12, offered him 10 and he accepted it. And I don't think, if you can find them, I don't think they go for a lot of money. So I mean, it's one that's really probably looking for a reissue. We've got Hank Mobley tenor sax, Donald Byrd trumpet, Cedar Walton piano, Ron Carter bass and Billy Higgins on drums. There's 4 penned Hank Mobley tracks and 1 by Donald Byrd, another by Jimmy Heath. Usual Van Gelder Studios. It's just on your usual Blue Note, and these have a nice inner with a Blue Note story on them. So I was real pleased to pick up this. £10, Hank Mobley, Faraway Lands. It's a great hard bop album. Really good. Why it was never released, who knows. Next off was another great buy off eBay. It was John Coltrane featuring Pharoah Sanders live in Seattle on Impulse Records. It looks pretty beat up, the cover, but it's the vinyl is near mint copy, and this is Tony Edwards owned this in March 1971. So it's a US copy. I don't know if Tony, if you're American or British. And you've got the usual John Coltrane quartet with the two extra members. You've got Pharoah Sanders, obviously, on tenor sax, and we have Donald Garrett on bass, clarinet, Elvin Jones on drums, Jimmy Garrett on bass, and McCoy Tyner on piano. I've only played it twice. This is another great buy. This is original, recorded 65, first released in 1971. This is the original US copy, as I said. £21 I paid for this. A double LP. Unbelievable. So it's got a nice paper original inners. Which I will change once I give it a clean. Barely needs a clean, to tell you the truth. It's hardly been played, although there's plenty of tape roundabout. Now, quite a difficult album, and the first track comes in really. I mean, John Coltrane, his quartet can make quite a noise, and with the 2 extra guys in here, it's so the first track, Cosmos, is really pretty hard hitting, but on second play there's a lot more gentler. After the first play I was going to go, that'll get shelved away, part of the John Coltrane I'll never listen to again, but played it a second time and it's really good, really standout stuff on it. So yeah, real pleased to pick up this John Coltrane live in Seattle, featuring Pharoah Sanders. Fab album, I'm sure. I've got the 2 Blue Note Tone Poets this month. It just came out on Friday here. And the first one is Carmel Jones. It's recorded in 1962 originally. 61. It's on the Pacific label. And when they're on the Pacific label, these Tone Poets, non-Blue Note, they don't have the gatefold session photographs, but they always give you a more extended read on the artiste and the LP. Although I don't know why they can't maybe get these pictures and make a gatefold, but anyway, that's another story. Fantastic album. Carmel Jones is one of these guys. I think he only recorded maybe 3 or 4 albums on Pacific. Done a few albums as a sideman and played in Horace Silver's band. And he was on songs for my father. Great trumpet player. It's featuring Harold Land, Frank Strazzeri on piano, Gary Peacock bass, and Leon Pettis on drums. Real good album. Real glad to have it in the collection. Yeah, Carmel Jones, Tone Poet. Nice album. And also this month we have Andrew Hill, Dance with Death. Session photographs in colour. Dance with Death, yeah. Recorded in 1967 originally, 68. Didn't get first released till 1980, and I had a copy which were on those horrible covers. So I traded that in a month or two ago and getting this in. Yeah, it's a another fantastic Andrew Hill album. Andrew Hill on piano. 3160 is the number. Charles Tolliver on trumpet. Joe Farrell on tenor sax and soprano sax. Andrew Hill on piano. Victor Sproles on bass, and Billy Higgins on drums. Victor Sproles, 6 tracks. Avant-garde jazz, I guess you would put it down as. It's quite an easy listen, and Andrew Hill, actually, he likes, although there's only 6 players, Andrew Hill likes a big sound in his music, and I'm sure every LP he makes could be a soundtrack to a movie. He just has that feel about his music. All tracks written by Andrew Hill, and yeah, can't get enough of Andrew Hill. One of my favourites. Not free jazz, but a bit in the avant-garde. Andrew Hill, Dance with Death, fantastic album. Analogue Productions has kicked out some more of their Prestige series. They do 25 monos and 25 stereos occasionally when they've got time to print these, and I picked up 3 by Eric Dolphy. Out There by Eric Dolphy, and it's on the New Jazz label, isn't it? New Jazz, which is part of the Prestige label. It's from 1960, I think. 61, I think. Fantastic cover, isn't it? Eric Dolphy, Out There. It's not out there. So if you've been given Eric Dolphy a miss because Out to Lunch, his only Blue Note album, and this is more hard bop. It's early in his recording career, and it's just a fantastic album. Really enjoying it. And we've got Ron Carter on cello, George Duvier on bass, and Roy Haynes on drums. There's 7 tracks on here, and engineered by Rudy Van Gelder, recorded by Rudy. Just a fantastic album, really enjoying it. And it's a real entry point into Eric Dolphy playing hard bop. The second one was Eric Dolphy live at the 5 Spot. There's only 3 tracks on this. It's from 1961 again. It's on the New Jazz label. These LPs are they cost $40 and they're just with fantastic value. And we have Booker Little on trumpet, one of my favourite trumpet players. I featured him a wee while ago. Just fantastic trumpet. There's Eric there and Booker there. Mal Waldron on piano, great piano. Bass, Richard Davis on bass, and Ed Blackwell on drums. Again recorded by Rudy on location, and just another fantastic album. Firewalls, quite a famous track by Eric Dolphy. B-Vamp, and one track on the side 2, The Prophet. Outstanding, great recording, and I've been waiting a while for these to come back in stock in Analogue Productions, and they had one, that 5 Spot there, and so if I'm buying from Analogue Productions, I wait till I want maybe 3 or 4, just so the postage blends in, because they're pretty expensive here. They're hard to get here when they're pretty limited. So I got 3, and the other one is Far Cry with Booker Little. Now this was recorded in 1960, didn't get released till 1962. The fantastic trumpet of Booker Little, who died too young on us, who also recorded, I think, I've maybe got about 4 lead albums by Booker Little. Jackie Baynard on piano, Ron Carter on bass, and Roy Haynes on drums. 7 tracks. Recorded in December 1960. Great sound quality, absolute fantastic albums. Can't recommend them enough. So if you're not sure and you've given Out to Lunch a try and didn't like it, start with these early 60s albums, fantastic. Okay, next off is this. It's a one-step release by Craft Recordings, and it's Vincent Guaraldi Trio. I think this is from 1962 originally. Jazz Impressions of Black Orpheus. Black Orpheus was a movie, I think, from 1959. And obviously Vince was quite taken with it. It's the Fantasy label originally. With Vince Guaraldi on piano, Monty Budwig on bass, and Colin Bailey on drums. So we've got 8 tracks here. So Vince, I think this is Vince's maybe second LP. He had made one previously, and I think he was on some other people's. I mean, he's better known in America than the UK, I think. So obviously he was taken by the movie. He recorded 4 tracks. Maybe he thought would go along with the soundtrack. Took it to the record company and told them to make an album. So he added side 2 is the 4 tracks he added to this, and the first track on side 2, Cast Your Fate to the Wind, became a hit single for him, and the album was later called Cast Yourself to the Wind, Cast Your Fate to the Wind, and they reverted back to the original Black Orpheus, Jazz Impressions of Black Orpheus. Don't know if I've seen the album at all, the film, but it's a fantastic album. So these are one steps. They're limited. This is limited to 3,000, and you get just bit about the LP here. I've got copy 2,297, so they've done 3,000. Yeah, this is the fourth LP in the series, and I really like that about Craft. They do one in a blue moon. They're $110, and a beautiful wee window here of obviously the front cover of the album. They're done so well. I love just the wee box they're in, so it's nice and neat. 180 grams, super vinyl, pressed the RTI in their super vinyl, done the one-step process, and I think these are the best sounding LPs that you can buy. Craft's one step, and there's reasons for that. So that's 4. I like that. So they've done 3,000 of these. I think you can still pick them up. Miles Davis, they've done 5,000, I think, last year, 2022, and I've got the other 2 also. But I love these, and I'll pick these up. So on the strength of this, Vince got, how most people know him, got the contract to do the Charlie Brown soundtracks, and I love Charlie Brown and Peanuts, Snoopy, and been always going to get those albums, and I never did. I thought maybe the music was a bit cheesy. You never know, I might pick them up, but this is a fantastic sounding album. Easygoing jazz, easygoing, but sounds actually brilliant. So pleased to pick it up. Vince Guaraldi, Black Orpheus, and the one reggae album is a new UHQR from Analogue Productions, Exodus by Bob Marley. It's only 3,500. Everybody's seen these now, you know, all the bump you get with it. These are $150. Beautifully embossed sleeve. Again, I've got 2,388. Beautiful sleeve. So I traded in my older copy to my local dealer, and these are on super vinyl on the Tough Gone Jamaican label, as opposed to the Island label, which I think it should be, but not a problem. Yeah, I would just say 3,500. Analogue Productions get 3,000. You can only buy one copy. 500 go to Bob Marley Estate, and I think people have been buying, you can buy as many as you, well, maybe up to 4 on them, but it's sold out now. I'm sure I've seen a copy on Discogs for about £500. $150, I would say, when they're only making 3,500 and probably not going to print it again. Analogue Productions is a audiophile company and always have been, and I feel really should be doing them at 2 disc 45. And for us, they only cost another $25. So, the sound's fantastic. It's brilliant, really quiet. Vinyl is fantastic. One of Bob Marley's best known albums, and probably one of his best albums. We've got Jamming on here, Waiting in Vain, 3 Little Birds, and One Love there on the B-side. A-side, you got Heathen, Exodus. It's a fantastic album. If you only get one Bob Marley album, Exodus is the one to get, I would say. Okay, folks, that's it. Catch you later. Bye then.